Hi, Gopal.
Hi, Niket. Hi.
Is Aditya and Rishabh joining, or we can start?
Not sure about them. However, we can uh, wait for Rajesh, Tushar, and Lavina who are yet to join from the team. Lavina has joined, so waiting for Rajesh and Tushar
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
So actually, guys, I'm thinking after this session, I want to give you all access to my work in progress SEO strategy course for free because I need someone to go through it and give me feedback. So if you're interested in that, just let me know. I'll share a coupon. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sure.
I think we can start. So the session will go on time, right? And let them join in a while. I already pinged
Yeah.
them. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for being here today. Okay, so just to give you background what this is, I thought the best way to show you how to think about the strategy is an assignment I had to deliver for an interview. It was for a small website. And obviously, I prepared this in like 1 or 2 hours, but the concept itself and the way to tackle, what I want to say, this is not comprehensive. You will find if you're delivering to a client, you will want to add more stuff here and there, but the approach itself. Feel free to stop me. So the first thing I like to do is do a SWOT analysis. Why? In SEO, we like to, hey, new client, go to Ahrefs or SEMrush, look at keywords and so on. I think the best way is to first understand the business before keywords and all these things are too low level to where you should start. You should start at a bit of a higher level to understand the business and find the recommendations that will deliver the business value. So for this specific client, they were ranking for their brand name, which is great. Sometimes you'll find clients not ranking for their brand name. This is a weakness, and this is something you can work on. And it's good that you discover this from the start, right? This can be a very early on quick win. They were on WordPress, so it's easy to audit, and the fixes and the technical issues of WordPress are pretty much standard. A clean slate. The website was small. It was like 30 pages or so. They have PPC data available, so you can use that. If you have a client that comes to you and their new client, small website, if they're running PPC ads already, that's a very valuable thing, because if you get their keywords and what is bringing them most value in terms of conversions, this is where you can start your focus. Before even doing keyword research, you have a place to start, right? And then the weakness. So strength is internal things in the business itself that are positives that you can try to build on or will help you in your work. And then the weaknesses are, again, things in your business that you need to address. So they have few pages. Obviously, because of that, they have limited keyword rankings and organic visibility. A new brand, so they don't have a lot of authority. They do have a limited backlink profile. They don't have an about page. This is something, for example, you should address very early on. This should be one of your first recommendations. How would a SaaS company work without an about page? And they have some JavaScript issues. So these are things in your control, and they are weaknesses that you can start including in your strategy. And I'll show you how. Even for what you realize, okay, they have a limited, their new website, they have a limited trust, they don't have a lot of backlink profile backlinks. Then this is something you should include in your strategy. And then opportunities, these are things outside your business that you can leverage or you can go after. So opportunities is that there's a lot of new keywords for them, right? A lot of things you can go after. A lot of potential for PR and link building. They can go after schema. They can go after a lot of the features like site links, video thumbnails, start ratings, and all these things. And then we can also go after comparison pages, right? So a lot of open opportunities in front of us, things that have not been tackled that we can focus on in our strategy. Sometimes you'll have more complex opportunities than this. Maybe a specific area, for example, that they have not explored yet and they can explore, right? But for them, for this specific client, it was across, like, there was so much everywhere for them to explore. Everything was new. They have very few pages on the website, as I said. Threats are, or challenges are, again, there are external things not in your business that you need to account for. These are things that may impact your growth. So, for example, so this, all of this data, all of this here in this document is public data. So we're not sharing anything private about the client. This was a public website. This is like me auditing Amazon, for example. So don't worry about this. So this was called Talent Scope, and they were ranking for their brand name in US. However, there was a knowledge panel with their brand name for another company. So that is a bit of a problem, right? So this is something you'll need to tackle, and you want to establish their own knowledge panel in their market, US. So that's something you need to work on. And then a competitive disadvantage, because there's a lot of established players. So these are things you just need to have a high level understanding of the business, right? Because from this, you can come up with this. This is a very simplistic strategy wireframe, right? This is the thinking and the bones of the strategy. So, okay, what are they after? Ideally, you should have some quantification here, like they want to increase traffic year over year by 30%. They want to increase conversions to, for example, some number. Like ideally, you should have numbers here, but a lot of clients come in and they don't have specific goals. You can either start, suggesting some numbers here, or sometimes you will be able to do like come with numbers once you start the actual work, like after month 1, for example, get more clarity. But I mean, ideally, you should have this ready before you start your strategy. But here we go. So you have those. This is the skeleton of the strategy. You want to understand the type of activities that you need to go after. That type. I'm not saying the specific nitty-gritty details, not specific keywords right now, most of the time. Not specific things. You want to understand the type of activities that will matter most for your business goals. So they want to increase organic traffic and they want to increase conversions. First, you need to decide on the matrix you're going to measure. That's, I mean, organic traffic, basically we say clicks and impressions. If you want to focus on other things like rankings, bounce rate, the thing with bounce rate is maybe it would help you qualify the traffic. Is it a good traffic or not? But I mean, you don't have to do that. It's your decision how you're going to measure the organic traffic. I like to use impressions if the client is also after brand visibility, improving their brand visibility, then impressions is definitely a metric for that goal. Stop me if I'm talking too fast or I'm saying something that's not clear. Okay, and then increase conversions, obviously conversions and conversion rate. And you need to look at these two things because, in my opinion, conversion rate should be part of what you do, an audit for that. Because sometimes you would have a small fix that would improve the conversion rate with the traffic you're getting right now. Like you didn't even start your SEO work, and you're making a small change on the website, and you're reducing the waste. Users that come to the website and could have converted and they didn't. You invested all this money to bring them to the website, all this work, and then because the website is not optimized well for conversions, it's a waste. So these are the metrics, right? And then the content. In SEO, right now we have 4 main buckets, not just 3. We have content, we have technical, we have link building or authority, and then you have user experience, right? So content, we look at the metrics we picked and the goals and what are the type of content that will help us deliver and impact or make changes, improve those metrics, right? So top of funnel content like guides, infographics, checklists, templates, quizzes, this is the type of content that will impact those, right? When it comes to conversions, we're going to talk about, or what you should be, what's best for conversions is middle and bottom of funnel content like comparisons, lists, feature pages, use cases. So at this point, if you're building a strategy, you should understand the funnels very well and understand what type of content goes for which stage of the funnel. And this is how you can come up with this. You can just look at the website. Okay, we need bottom of funnel pages. We're going to go after feature pages, use cases, and so on. Like, you have an understanding of the type of pages. Again, we're not talking about keywords yet, that we should go after, right? And then the technical aspect, the technical component of the website, keep in mind we are referring to what we learned about the website from here, right? So we don't have a lot of authority on the website. Okay, internal links are also considered backlinks, so we need to improve the internal linking. Core Web Vitals, page speed, JavaScript issues, and so on. This is, you see, this is for both. This is going to impact the overall website. This is not, sometimes you would have specific technical things that may impact traffic only or conversions only. I would say, I mean, if I would edit this, maybe I would say Core Web Vitals is more about user conversion rate, for example, more than rankings. Or I would say, for example, I can add schema here and say it would help the CTR, which would help the clicks. If the schema is giving featured like an additional feature in search, like starred reviews or some other video thumbnail or whatever, right? So you can actually either break this down, what is going to be impacting this specific matrix and this specific matrix, or have this, which is basically what's impacting both. Your call. And also depends on the size of the website. Sometimes it's not going to be, most of the time actually, it's not going to be that simple. You're going to have like a bigger table with so much more to do. And then link building. Obviously, we discussed here that, where did it go? Yeah, we have opportunity for this. This is something they have not built. This is a new website. So PR campaign, we're going to build. So think of this like it's not the actual recommendations you're sending to the client yet. You're telling them the type of recommendations you may send their way. And you can actually get approval of this before you start working. So this would help you make sure that whatever you're sending, they're aligned with. So PR campaigns, link magnet, guest posting, getting listed on comparison, review websites. And then you X here, it's CRO. Sometimes you want to add things like title tag tests, for example. So this is a high-level skeleton of the strategy. Any questions before I move on?
So I have one question, like, does Core Web Vitals are a ranking signal or it's not?
No, it's not. It's more, okay, here's the thing. It's only impactful if it's very bad. Like if the score is horrible on the website, then it matters, but you shouldn't prioritize that. If you have a conversion rate problem on the website, maybe it's worth investing in, because having a good experience on the page may help, people convert versus bounce. Or it can also impact bounce. If your page is taking tons to load, so much time to load, then yes, it's definitely worth it. But it's not necessarily for rankings. Rankings, I mean, rarely would it would rarely improve rankings unless it's not good. It's not really good. That said, I was fixing a migration and this actually helped. And I don't know why, because it doesn't usually have an impact, right? But when we covered everything and that was the only thing remaining, we went after, and that also made a difference. So it's something to keep in mind, right? And I like this question because this is how one strategy will be different from the other. Like a strategy built by one SEO is going to be different from a strategy built by another SEO. It will bring your experience. Maybe you would say, you know what, Core Web Vitals, I'm not going to put that. Or maybe I will put it in the UX bucket, and then because these are going to be prioritized based on what's important. Maybe you want to tackle technical first, or maybe you want to spread it out. So structural, but I mean, maybe you want to say, okay, I'll just go after bottom of funnel pages, but I want to go after features only. So it's what I want to say is the experience of one SEO to the other is going to differentiate how we fill in this template. Okay. Any more questions here?
Yes, Sarah. I have one question. Is there any difference desktop versus mobile in the strategy? What you mentioned over here?
That's actually something you can also include, right? It depends on the website. If you see there's a difference, if, for example, your client, 90% of the traffic and the conversions and the audience using the website is coming from mobile, then you want to focus on mobile. And yeah, you may actually have different things in the technical aspect and even in the content, right? But I wouldn't say it's at the strategy level, it would be at the execution level. You may want to add mobile content creation best practices, for example, like something that's going to be delivered. I like this question, by the way. It's definitely going to impact what your choice is here. But just something I would do if the client was focused on mobile is make sure I communicate to the copywriter that once they write their content in a document, they need to resize it to make it really small, like a size of a phone, because you don't want to look at your content and it's just a block of text, right? You don't want that. So they need to break down the paragraphs into smaller sentences, and because mobile is the main thing, right? You know who does this? Uh, Nathan Gotch, is it? I don't remember. You know the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the website, and also Neil Patel, I think, if I recall correctly, their content, if you read, let me check, let me get something, one second. Neil Patel. I think it was that website here. Yes, yes, here, I'm gonna share this link. If you resize it and you start scrolling, you see it's not annoying to go through in mobile, right? In when it's that small.
Yes, it's responsive.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I think there was
Yeah,
some.
I said it is responsive.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm
Absolutely fine. So we can see that the responsiveness of the both the devices are different. So
yeah,
accordingly, the content is getting settled down based on the outlook, so that we are having a better user experience on that as well.
yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions here?
No, no, sorry.
Okay. So this is the high level strategy. This is something I would show to the client, make sure that conceptually they agree with this. Like maybe they would say, no, we don't want to run PR campaigns, or we don't have the budget for that, or whatever. Like just to make sure they are aligned. And then you would come up with something like this, right? 3 months tentative roadmap. I want the strategy to be agile. So what does that mean? It should be, you should have short sprints, or you should work in small batches and have a feedback loop, right? Here's the thing. If you say, go to the client, hey, this is the content strategy for the next 12 months. This is the topics. I did the keyword research. Here's the entire thing. And some people do that, right? You work month one, month two, month three. Something happens in the market, change in the, there's a trend you want to go after. There's a new thing, right? Like when ChatGPT suddenly was out there, maybe you want to write about this. Now you need to change what you have built those 12 months. You have, and that means you've wasted your time in building a 12-month strategy, and you're going to change it either way, right? The client focus switches. I worked with clients that had like their priorities switched every few months, right? So, and it's or maybe they starting a new campaign and want you to be part of this instead of just doing your SEO thing. So I don't recommend you send to clients long-term plans that are set in stones. If you want to go long-term, that's fine, but just explain to them that this is tentative. it's agile. While you're working, you may come up across new opportunities as well. So if I'm doing we start working, we have a plan, and then I'm doing deeper keyword research or reporting, and then I find new opportunities. I want to include this. Maybe I find something very interesting. I want to include this. So you want to have your strategy and your plan at that, like, easy to change, right? So I usually start with a 3 months roadmap. First quarter, right? Okay, month one, here's what I'm gonna do: tech audit, high priority audit items, mid priority audit items, and low priority audit items. And when I say high, mid, and low, this is gonna be based on this here. Like, for example, I see JavaScript issues, and then I know that's gonna be impactful for traffic. I would say internal linking, then maybe this is, I would prioritize this. So what I'm seeing here is high priority and medium priority and low priority. Some people have a checklist, which is fine, and they have specific items marked as high or mid or low for any client. Sometimes that's not the case. Some items are always going to be high priority for some clients, and some are not going to be the same for others, right? So if you're working on a website that has 50 pages and you have one 404, that's definitely not a high priority item. This is depending on what we are going to discover during what we know so far, and put a highlight so far, right? Because we haven't done a tech audit yet, and what we know so far and what we will find in our tech audit. So for example, as I said, a website with 50 pages and have one 404, that's definitely a 404. Yeah, it's good practice to fix, but definitely not something you would start with. But if you have a website with 10K pages and they have 4K 404s, that's something, suddenly 404s become very important. That's something you need to tackle first, right? So, and I've also seen technical deliverables to clients, like a one and done tech audit. That can be possible if the client, if it's a small website, pretty standard CMS, that's okay. But sometimes the client is, it's an e-commerce, the website is more complex. You want to spread it out and give yourself time on each of those tech audit items, versus having to finish something in like 10 hours, or you have more time to and spread it out across 3 months. And this is good for you. I think when we're doing a tech audit, the thing is, you have this pressure, I need to finish, versus if, yes, you need to finish, but you have more time to look at things and make decisions and maybe discuss internally with your team what's the best approach for this or that, if you're spreading it out over multiple months, right? I've worked in an agency that, for example, they have a very weird way of working on the tech audit. So they go to the client, hey, month one, we're delivering 404s, JavaScript issues, indexing issues. What if there's none, right? Like, don't also specify, like, you're saying, yes, this, we're going to do these audits, but client will not appreciate if you do things and there's no output, right? Like, maybe some of the audit items will have no output, but you need to have something to show. So that was a bit of a challenge. If you go set things in stone, you need to have this flexibility to respond to what you find. Like, you need to have some clarity, obviously, and some plan to the client, but you also need to have some flexibility to be responsive to whatever opportunity or whatever thing that needs to be fixed you find, right? That's for the technical audit. So month one, we're going to build the content strategy and do the keyword research, right? And if a good keyword research. And when I say keyword research, that's just to cover the first quarter, first 4 months, like, not for the entire thing. Again, as I said, you want to be responsive, and you want to be, you'll do keyword research on a quarterly basis to decide what you're going to do next. But long term, I don't suggest that. It's your call, of course. And then, okay, based off the content strategy and keyword research, in month one, I know, for example, we know that the client has resources to create 10 pages. So we're going to be creating 10 pages. Sometimes you want to say, okay, here's one thing good about this. Why are we creating pages, but we're not updating any existing ones? Can anyone Know why? For this specific strategy.
Yeah, optimizing the existing pages is important. So like we can check like if there is opportunity in existing pages or the potential is there. So maybe we can start with those pages in the initial month.
Okay, so the reason I didn't include updating pages in the first 3 months of this strategy is that this website has very few pages, right? Let's say if it has 30 pages, would updating 30 pages bring more value or pumping out more pages, right? So for this specific strategy, I decided, okay, it's better if we produce more content. That's gonna move the needle much bigger than updating those few existing pages, unless it's if it's a bottom of funnel page, for example, and it's very, very unoptimized. But most of the time, if and I mean also the website is very small, it doesn't have enough authority anyways in terms of and content coverage. So that was my approach. But maybe you would say, okay, I'm gonna update 2 pages and I'm gonna create 8. I'm gonna use the resources in a different way. Obviously, if the website has more pages, I would have tackled this differently. So, and the reason I'm discussing this is the core of building a strategy. What is going to move the needle more right now for the client? Updating pages, yes, it does. Generally, it in any context or generally in SEO, yes, we want to update the pages. Yes, they are gonna give us improvements. But in this specific context, if a website has 30 pages, the most of the time, 90% or more of the time, spending effort to update those 30 pages is gonna be less impactful and will show you less results than creating 10 totally new pages. So that's where I always say strategies about making decisions. So that was my call, but again, a different SEO can come up with a different plan. And then link building, based off what we discussed here. And I mean, if you have this discussion with your client, this is a new brand, you have a lot of backlinks, not a lot of authority, there's established players, we don't have a knowledge panel. All of these things can help even get the buy-in for this plan, right? So we are going to build links, quality links to the homepage, because we're focusing on brand and establishing an authority for the website overall, not necessarily specific products, right? Again, where did this come from? It came from the analysis we did. Can you see the connection, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, and then obviously month 1, we're setting up the tracking to measure the matrix we have decide on the report formatting. What are you going to do month over month, year over year, top keywords, like decide these things and how you're going to report. Is it going to be in Looker Studio? Is it going to be, I don't know, automated report with Google Sheets, Python, that sort of thing? So this is a high level plan, right? Here you go to the client, this is what we're doing for the next 3 months to move the needle and improve those, right? What about the CRO? What about other things? Yes, these are still coming, but the priority for you right now is those. Another thing, and I think I missed writing it in here, so it says create 10 pages. What type of pages? Are these blog pages or are these conversion pages? So this is where it depends on the goals you have and the client. So if you, for example, if you have some specific numbers you're after, you can decide, okay, I'm gonna create 50% to go after organic traffic, which means 50% top of funnel, and then 50% for conversions, right? Or 40, 60, like it depends on the client priorities, the goals you're after. So you need to also, just 10 pages is not, like, I should have gone deeper here, because this is a plan. So I should have clarified, okay, we're going after 10 pages, 5 will be top of funnel and 5 middle and bottom of funnel, for example. And here's one thing important. why it's good to start the keyword research after you have this. Because if you start keyword research before you understand and build this thing, what are you looking for? Any keyword, anything? What I like it's how much keywords are you looking for? How much topics? It's so many questions. We just jump into keyword research, competitor analysis. Hey, these keywords and these topics, and yes, how do they fit here? Right? Are they top of funnel? Are they middle or bottom of funnel? Are they based off? Sometimes the client will not just have this, maybe organic traffic, increase organic traffic to this specific product. So you need to have clarity what is the goal, what you're measuring, and the type of content. And based on that, you're doing keyword research. Now I know, okay, I'm looking for 5 blog topics and then 5 bottom of funnel comparison pages, mid and bottom of funnel pages, like comparisons, features. And when I say features, this is something like if you're working on a SaaS, let's say any SaaS, marketing automation software, that's your SaaS, right? What are the features there that people are searching for? People search for marketing automation. Maybe they would search for marketing planning, right? Software, or like other keywords that are features of your product, right? So this is where you do a different type of keyword research because you know what you are looking for versus just going all wide. Hey, this is all the, and this is why I never understood why people need a lot or focus a lot on keyword clustering. If you're going out, why are you doing keyword research for 1,000 pages or 100 pages when you can only create 10 or right? Or like, why are you, or 30, why are you doing this? And once you do come up with like keyword universe of every keyword out there, and then you want to cluster them and do all of this, what are you looking for? The reason you have so much keywords is you don't know what you're looking for to begin with, right? We're not going after anything. We're going after top of funnel because this is going to help our traffic, and we want that number of medium and bottom of funnel pages. Yeah, so I feel like I talked a bit too much here, but hopefully not. Questions?
So I have question, like you mentioned uh, link magnets in the month too.
Yep.
So majorly we are working with D2C brands, and we have some B2B SaaS brand as well. So do you have any insight or on like which type of link magnet content work in D2C or in B2B sales? So we are writing some listicle content on like top 10 formal wear suit for women, and we are listing 10 products on that content. But the
Okay.
conversion rate on that content is not that good. So like any insight here?
Okay, so this is a good question, and again, this is shows why you need to do keyword research here, because now you can do for this specific for a link magnet. Why? How about looking for industry keyword of the industry plus statistics, for example? Look for what people are looking for, and then create something that answers that. Statistics, infographics, something around the industry, right? So marketing automation software, maybe you would look at marketing trends keyword, okay, or marketing marketing and AI, or marketing automation statistics, marketing automation, what else? Like this sort of variation. And actually, this is where ChatGPT can help. So you can go to ChatGPT and give it the trends, the statistics, and explain what else you think people would be searching for when they're looking for a data article on this industry, right? And that's why I actually think, again, doing keyword research here at this stage is way better, because now you understand what you're looking for. I'm sorry, I keep saying the same thing over, and I have a bad habit of like repeating myself. All good?
Yeah, it's understood.
Yes. Sir, actually, I have one more query, if you allow
Yep,
me.
go ahead.
Yeah. So here you mentioned link building strategy for first 3 months. You mentioned create 3-5 quality links to the homepage. So
Yep.
why homepage only? Shouldn't we also focus on other pages to gain traction in their organic rankings?
I love this question. Thank you so much for asking it. The reason this is a decision, as I said, maybe you would think about it differently, but what I'm looking here is I saw this as a new brand, and I was focusing on building a strong brand, right? Like a strong authority for the entire website, not for specific thing. And again, if you look at the big picture, this is a small website. You can keep building backlinks to the main page, the main product page or whatever, but you need to establish authority all over the website, a lot of pages, links to the brand name. So that was my call. But again, maybe in your experience, you would approach it differently. But that's why you need to understand before doing anything, do the SWOT analysis and understand what is this website, what is going to bring more value to the client. Is building links to homepage for a website with 30 pages, and I'm going to increase the content. So I'm going to go increasing content, increasing authority of the entire website is better to the client and their goals, or focusing the links on specific pages. That's going to be your call. There's no one answer, right? It's always going to be different from one SEO to the other. But the beauty of this, or what I like about this, is I can create this and I can come to you, and then you would say, I think it's better if we do this or do that. This is how these discussions is where you make the best decisions for the client. And this is why I don't recommend having like a standard, hey, this is what we're going to do for every single client here, like copy and paste for each client. Imagine if you have imagine if you have a very good established brand, e-commerce, and then you come up with this. Links to the homepage will not make sense to them. They are an established brand, right? So that sort of thing here. And again, the type of content you're going to create, at this level, I would go to funnel stage, and maybe I would go also into guides. And if like maybe I would say, okay, I'm going to create this or that type, right? But no keywords at this level specifically yet. And if you do keyword research in the beginning, like if you want to come up with a plan, so you need to do the tech audit and you need to do the keyword research to come up with a plan, you're so pressured in time to deliver all of this, you're not going to do a good job, because the client is not going to give you 2 months to come up with a plan, right? They come in months one, like, hey, they want to see the plan as soon as they start. So that means if you say, I'm not going to come up with a plan unless I do the keyword research, or again, it depends on your process, but we tend to rush things when we don't need to rush them in the first place. Why don't do keyword research when you don't know what you're looking for? Don't do keyword research for so long term when you can only create 10 pages per month. Why are you wasting your time and resources?
Okay, Sarah. Got it. Thank
Any more questions? I'm worried that I would get a question I don't know how to answer.
So my question, Sarah, is around the off-page activities. I think we have listed 2, 3 activities that we can carry out. So some of them would be paid and some of them would be free, right? So how do we budget our time there? And as we send out some emails, because this is a small website, to send out an email, and the PR website or the guest posting website would also want to understand how will they benefit. So what should be an elaborate plan and a comprehensive one so that we can get good links and the client is also happy?
That's a good question. I think, okay, if the number you're going to put here is what you know from your experience is what you can deliver per month, right? Don't always under promise and over deliver. If you, from your experience working in your agency, I can get, let's say, 3 links per month. I'll promise that. If you can't, then you'll have to be look, there has to be some transparency with the client, and it's okay. You can move this, like you can play around with this table. This is not the exact one you have to deliver to the client. You can, for example, maybe we can remove this here and say month one, keyword research opportunities, backlinks research opportunity for specific opportunities. So we're doing the research here, right? And then we start building here. You can plan or kickstart maybe month one, not necessarily build links. We are kickstarting the process, right? And then you
Right.
can go about with your emails and everything. Just explain what is going to be done in month one, right?
Right. Sure. Thank you.
I have one more question related to link building. Like in the industry, the common practices have like uh, start with the free resources link like business listing, profile listing, and free blog submission. So does this links really work? Like it's worth spending time on these free links, uh, or we just focus on high quality links? Because this is very common in this industry. Like when we see as a link building or we outsource for link building, they just start with this activity, PPT submission, profile listing, business listing, some free blog submission on Medium, Blogger, like that.
This is what they
Does
call
it really?
entity stacking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. My recommendation is go after, maybe, okay, month one, you're doing the research for this type of backlinks. Go after the websites of those that have some, like the ranking, at least the ranking for, like the ranking, and they're, having some traffic, maybe they're valuable. But if it's a directory that's out there, even if all your competitors have links to it, from it to them, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, if it's book quality, if it's spammy, if it's not getting any traffic, if it's not ranking, why would you care to get a link from there, right? So go after the websites or the directories, free directories that are worthy, that show any sign of quality, right? Traffic is the best sign of quality, right?
Understood. So any website that are generating the genuine traffic or a genuine business, we can try to create the backlinks on those website only.
Yes, because otherwise it's going to be a waste of it's just a waste of your time. And if you insist, maybe if someone say, no, I still want to go after this, maybe this is not what you want to go after in the beginning. You can keep that at the end, right?
Yeah, understood.
Okay, if you notice here, I added EEAT. So ideally you should have like some sort of a checklist or something. I added this in month 3. Why? Because we need to go after our knowledge panel. We need to build a better brand. So if there is anything we can do to reflect or signal to Google better EEAT, we should, right?
Got it.
Okay. I'm gonna share this with you guys. So if you have any questions afterwards, you can always email me, you can DM me, it's okay. I have a budget here that I pitched to the client, but I'm just gonna share it with you so you get an idea. But this can be different from one place to the other, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, everyone.
thank you so much, Sarah, for
Thank
a
you
wonderful
for
session. And
Anul, can you stay on the call for a second? Anul?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sarah. Have
Thank
a great
you.
day.
thank you, Sarah.
Zara.
Hey, Anul. Sorry, one second. I'm just downloading the. Okay, I'll share the link to this if you want to use it, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, sharing it here. First of
Yeah,
all,
got it.
how did I do? I want honest criticism.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, so I got some insight. Like, the first is that key don't start equally on all the projects. So first you have to understand the website and what the website is exactly required. Either this website required more new pages or this website required to optimize the existing pages. So what is the goal of this website? So first start with that approach, then start your process. So that's a new learning for me because what I was doing is that for any project, I just doing the same process. Same process, like start with the keyword research, map the landing pages and start optimizing and start creating the blogs and all. So this is good. Like first you have to understand the website and the website current challenges and what is the goal of the website and then create your SEO strategy.
Okay, perfect. I'm happy that I delivered this because this is the core of thinking in a strategic way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So that the second thing, I want to give you guys free access to the SEO strategy course. I have put it on hold a bit because I was focused on the Python
Yeah.
course, and I think I'm in a good place. Like today, I'm launching the last class. I was actually editing it before we started the call. So I'm launching the last. I'm not sure if you follow me. I have like 10-day Python challenge on January. So today's the last day. So I'll have in the coming months. I'm focusing on the SEO strategy course. But I would like to get feedback on this so far. I got
Yeah.
feedback from one of the lessons, and I'm gonna work on it. Like this, I'm gonna start with this, but 1 second. So I want to give you guys access for free to whoever like takes have a moment to go through some material and give me feedback. That would be great. Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna do this now. Okay, what's the name of the agency or what? Just to create a coupon for you guys.
It's a passion fruit. I am writing in the chat.
Okay. How many people are there?
So we have total 15 and 20 team of SEO lead and analyst and op page SEO team as well.
Okay, so I'll give you access to 20 people. Okay, like oh, this coupon is only gonna work for 20 people. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, here it is. So it's passion fruit.
Yeah.
Just type passion fruit, right? Like this is the course page. If you go there and enter passion fruit, buy now. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
it should work. So let me know if it doesn't, but it should work.
Yeah, sure. I will let you know. And one more, but I have one personal question. Right. So as a SEO, like I have been into industry for 5, 6 years. So is it worth it to go into Python to automate your some SEO task? Or like how much time it will take if you go into the Python domain?
You're asking the wrong person because I'm like really, really excited about Python. I think you should. Honestly, I think you should. And it's just not only about SEO. Okay, here's my thoughts, and maybe I'm wrong, right? So SEO is changing, and I feel we're gonna be moving from being just SEOs into being a web strategist, right? And having automation and data analysis skills is definitely gonna help you for the future. Maybe now you need it, but okay, I'll tell you something. Like for example, when I was at the agency, I got laid off last year, but when I was at the agency, I would be working on keyword research, and I want to. I have like a list. I come up with a list of 50 keywords, and I want to cluster them. Right?
Mhm.
You can either use a clustering tool, or you can create your own Python script to cluster them. Right? So I created a script, and I just clustered them. And you have your own tools. Like you don't need to pay for a lot of the things you do. It's not perfect, obviously, not equally perfect, but it's definitely very helpful.
Yeah, because I saw some like cool automation that is possible using Python in the SEO process. And when it's come to tool, like there is so many tool, but every time like you don't have access to that tool. And for the like small work, you can't purchase the premium and then do a small task. So I think for that, if you automate your tasks with Python, I think this would be helpful.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you're gonna use, and you can use LLMs, by the way, Search Console API, which is what I'm releasing today. You can pull way more data, and there's a limit that you can use those APIs for free. Most of that, like I haven't hit that limit except I think once or twice. But generally, I mean, if you need to, even if you pay for the API, it's way cheaper, still cheaper than the tool. Given that I've written a post on this. I'm not sure if you read it. It could have optimized the number of calls you make to the API. So, anyways, like these things, I'm tackling these things one by one in the course. But yeah, so I do recommend you give it a try. Definitely give it a try.
Yeah, sure, 100% I will try.
Okay. Did you? Is the code working? Anyone try that?
So let me try. Just give me a minute. I created my account. Click on buy now. Yeah, so I logged into this website.
Okay. Okay, let me know. Anyways, when if the code is not working or anything, just let me know.
Yeah, I will let you know. Sure.
Okay. One last thing, I'm taking an opportunity to discuss this ongoing situation between myself and Mark Williams Cook. I just want to clarify, I have not changed my stance. I have not involved in any of whatever he's saying. It's just becoming very irritating for me and very tiresome for me that I have to explain myself all the time and defend myself. I don't think any, and I'm not defending myself against one person. I'm defending myself against so many people he pushed to bully me. So it's very unfair, very consuming my time and my energy and my mental health. I don't think anyone can tolerate what I have tolerated. I just wanted to bring this up. Unfortunately, I have to bring this up every time I meet someone now.
Yeah, not an issue. Like I'm following you since long, so I like learning from you, and you are creating value on LinkedIn as well. So yeah, that's super helpful for us, like learning from the experts like you.
Appreciate that.
So
Appreciate that. Thank you so much for
keep doing the good work. Like you already inspired so many people out there.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, Sarah, for coming
If you have any
again.
questions, need any help, if you want to create like a mock strategy, not necessarily for a real client, just a random strategy and show it to me. Maybe pick I know you may not have time, but I'm just offering this. If you find a random website you want to create a strategy for and want to show the strategy for me and we can discuss it, I will try to find the time. But yeah, go ahead, go for it.
Yeah, sure. I will reach out to you. Yeah,
Okay,
on
thank you
Slack.
guys. Yep,
Thank
definitely.
you, Sarah. Bye.
Bye.